Hey everybody, it's Vashanae, aka Rebel by Nature, and I am back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about 5 things you should know before you decide to lock your hair. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay. Number 1, you should know that this is a process. So what I mean by that is you're not gonna wake up one day and just have locks. It's gonna take time. So I've been doing this for about 4 months now, and I'm still not completely locked. So some people get frustrated when they realize that it's not happening as fast as they think it should happen. But at the same time, like I said, it's a process, so it's going to take time. Some people it take longer than others. Some people it takes 2 years to lock. Some people it takes 4 months. Some people it takes 6 months. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on your hair. Number two, you should have a reason why you decide to lock your hair. Because I feel like if you don't have a reason why, you're just doing it just because it's something that you think is cute, you're gonna end up having to either cut your hair all the way back off or comb out your locks, and that takes even longer than actually waiting on the lock to form. So I feel like if you have a in-depth reason as to why that this is something that you want to commit to, it's easy for you to be able to go through the journey and also enjoy it. Because like I said, some people, they get into locks because of they think it's a cool style or whatever. But at the end of the day, if the style changes, then what, you gonna change your hair again? It's not that simple when after you locked your hair. So just keep that in mind. 3, locks are not one size fits all. Now what I mean by that is, okay, so let's say you see someone, or let's say you see me, you see my locks or whatever. You say, okay, I want my locks to look just like hers. I want the same size and everything. Let's say that you went to, not even that you went to the exact same person that did my locks. I did my own locks. Let's say that you even came to me, you said, Vashanae, I want you to help me start my locks. I want you to do it just like you did yours. 2 years down the line, your hair may not look exactly the same as mine, even if I started the exact same way, because your hair is not exactly like mine. No 2 heads of hair are the same. No 2 sets of locks are the same. It's like a snowflake. Your hair is like a snowflake. Like, no one else is just like yours. So I feel like that's something that you should embrace. It shouldn't be something that scares you at all, because it's nothing to be afraid of. I love the thought of being unique, no one else being like me, no one else having hair exactly like mine. And then also, it can cause lock envy as well if you're comparing your locks to someone else's. Let's say someone else has sister locks and they're really fine and her grid is on point, like it's beautiful, and you want your hair to look just like that. You go and get it done, but it doesn't fit you because it wasn't for you. You know what I'm saying? So just because it looks good on someone else doesn't mean that that is for you. You should figure out what's best for your hair texture, and the length of your hair, and so on and so forth. So you may want to talk to a loctician, or you may just want to do your hair yourself if you've been doing it for an extended amount of time. Tip number 4. Just because you have locks does not mean that you don't have to take care of your hair. I'm sorry to tell you. I mean, it takes away a lot of the maintenance that goes along with doing your hair, but at the same time, that does not mean that you don't have to do anything. I still, I don't wash my hair as often anymore, but I wet it all the time because I need that moisture back in my hair. Because when you first start your locks, you can't use conditioner, so you have to find a way to put your moisture back into your hair. So for me, I do a really simple daily moisture routine. I have a spray bottle with distilled water, fraction coconut oil, and an essential oil, whatever I like at the time. And I just spray it on my hair every day to keep it moisturized. And it's really thick. It's not overly moisturized. It's not super oily or anything like this. So when the wind blows, it blows my hair and all of that. So you still have to take care of your hair in order for it to look good and continue to thrive. If you don't do anything to it, it's gonna dry up and it's gonna break off, and you're gonna be back at square one. Last but not least, number 5. For me, I feel like less is more, especially when you're first starting out with your lock journey. As far as, let's say, jewelry and coloring your hair and styling and stuff like that, because those things could potentially damage your hair before it's before your lock is all the way formed. Because when you have baby locks, you have certain spots in your hair that aren't completely locked. Like some parts are harder than others. This part right here has a buzz, so it's a little bit softer in here, but it's a little bit bigger than the rest of the hair, if that makes sense. So different parts of your hair will react differently to the jewelry or the color and stuff like that. It may weaken it in certain spots, and you really don't want that starting off a healthy hair journey. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to start your hair weakening it and then it ends up thinning out over time, and because that's really not what we want. We want thick, healthy hair. And then with color, I just say stay away from it as much as you can. I'm not gonna say that it's like the worst thing that ever happened, but for me, I choose health over a look any day. If I want to color my hair, most likely I get a weave, because that's what they're for, you know, to be fun, to change up your look from time to time without all the damaging effects of putting it directly in your own hair. But if you want to color your hair, by all means do that, but at the same time be aware that it's something that could possibly damage your hair over time. For me, styles are really scary for me. Like today is my first day just kind of pinning this part back a little bit and leaving the rest of it, because I don't really like doing too much to my hair. Like the last time I retwisted it, I decided, okay, I want to do a little style with my retwist or whatever. So I plaited it as I retwisted it. So I did the like the little braid plaits or whatever. So I did that all over my head, and by the time I got done, like they were so short and little and they was sticking up everywhere and they was uneven. And then I left them in for maybe like 2 days so they could dry. And when I took them down, I liked the crinkly effect that it gave my hair, but at the same time I don't like the dents that it left in my hair from the crinkles of the braids or whatever. I don't know how to explain it, but I just know that it didn't feel right to my hair. I feel like I may have done a style too soon, if that makes sense, because it took forever for those crinkles to fall all the way out of my hair. Like it looked crazy for a little while, and I was like, oh my god, I don't think I'm gonna do this anymore anytime soon. But that's just me. I'm very cautious when it comes to doing my hair, and if it feels like something that's hurting it or is going to damage it, I tend to stop doing it right then and there, because I don't want to end up with a bald spot. It's like one of my biggest fears. So yeah, these are my 5 things you should know before you decide to lock your hair. If you guys want me to get more into detail about different ways to start your locks, different parting patterns and stuff like that, if that's something that y'all want me to talk about, make sure you leave it in the comment section below. Let me know what you're thinking, and if you are thinking about locking your hair, leave that in the comment section below. If you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, let me know. I'd be glad to help you out. I mean, I'm not an expert by any means, and I haven't been on this journey for a really long time, but at the same time I feel like I can share whatever it is that I do know with you guys. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you give a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.